Welcome, welcome to 19 Miles. You guys ready for some good music tonight? Yeah? All right. Well, you're in luck because we have some really good writers tonight. Some new folks I just met tonight who we're very excited about. We have the wonderful Jenn Bostic here. Yeah, how about a hand for Jenn? Yeah. I may be biased, but she's one of the best singers in Nashville that I've heard in 22 years, so you're definitely in for a treat. My name's Todd Paichy, also known as your Nashville songwriting realtor. Appreciate everybody being here. We definitely have some good folks here in the first round, so let's go ahead and meet them. First, we have Allison Clark. About a hand for Allison. Frank Carson. And Rachel Summers. All right. We can get them all excited here. Let's learn a little bit about our writers this evening. Allison, where are you from?
So I'm from Tallahassee, Florida, up in North Florida.
Okay. And how long you been in Nashville?
So I've been in Nashville for 10 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's been a hot minute.
So you're a veteran. You've seen Nashville grow in this booming economy and everything?
Yes. I mean, I tell people when I first got to Nashville, Broadway had one rooftop bar, and now it's like every single place in Broadway has a rooftop. So
back in the days when we could park for free, right?
Yeah.
Seems like an unknown time to me now. Frank, how about you? Where are you from?
Well, I hate to be redundant, but I'm from Tallahassee, Florida.
And didn't y'all meet tonight and never met before?
We just met. Yeah, this never happens. I was like, oh wow, Tallahassee native. Yeah.
Few the proud.
That's the beauty of Nashville. You can meet somebody new that's from a similar place because there's people from all over the world here for sure. Rachel, how about you? Where are you from originally?
I'm the odd bird out. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Now, is
We
that
got some
Auburn?
Birmingham
Or,
people.
is that Auburn or is that Roll Tide down there?
War Eagle. I'm sorry.
Nice. Okay. Well, we'll let her slide tonight. We may have some UT fans in here. I don't know. But good stuff. Well, Allison, you want to kick it off for us? And we'll be back shortly. Let y'all hear the first round here. Thanks for playing.
Cool. Thank you so much. I'm just so excited to be here. This is my, I think, third time playing 19 Miles to Music Row. So it's always wonderful to be back. And you all are just so welcoming. So just excited to be here. Again, my name's Allison Clark. And the first song I'm going to play for you guys, it's one that was inspired by just thinking about my hometown, Tallahassee, Florida, and also, the building blocks of who I am and how I got to be where I am today. And I think a lot of times to kind of appreciate where you are right now, it's really important to look back and think about your family's stories and kind of the stories that built up who you are. And so that inspired this song called Roots. And it actually has a little shout out to Birmingham. So my mom lived there for a short time. But specifically for this song, the first part of it talks about Little Cat Road, which is the road that my grandpa actually lives on. And I was thinking, I was like, I can't have a grandpa that lives on Little Cat Road and not put that in a song of mine. It's just like a country song waiting to happen. So that was kind of the first part of the inspiration for this. So this is called Roots. It's just a one-room schoolhouse down on Little Cat Road. It's just names on the chalkboard written long ago. It's a man one house down who holds the key, keeps it up for the reunion each spring. It's just a blown up Kodak color black and white of a man in uniform about to take flight. It's a wife and kids that followed him overseas, supporting the American dream. I'm getting down to stories holding up the place I stand, just like seeds sown in the ground with loving hands. I'm getting down to the live oaks and back roads, from Macon to Birmingham. I'm getting down to the roots of who I am. It's just a one-bedroom apartment off the interstate. It's a woman in the world trying to make her way. It's a man that followed her with a diamond ring, the kind that changes everything. Oh, it changed everything. I'm getting down to stories all of the place I stay. Just like seeds sown in the ground with loving hands. I'm getting down to the live oaks and back roads from Macon to Birmingham. I'm getting down to the roots of who I am. No, you don't gotta dig too deep to find a little history. There's something about that southern ground that makes me come alive. It's an old church pew and a book of hymns. It's over 60 years together singing them. It's a promise made in sickness and in health, and all the way that promise held. Oh, I'm getting down to stories all of the place I stay. Just like seeds sown in the ground with loving hands. I'm getting down to the back roads and live oaks from Macon to Birmingham. I'm getting down to the roots of who I am. It's who I am.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. This is my first time playing 19 Miles of Music Row. Actually, just moved to Nashville, Tennessee, about 9 months ago. So really happy to be here, and really happy to just see all these smiling faces, paying attention, and looking back at us to hear some music tonight. The first song that I'm going to play is about things that don't work out. And sometimes that can be really hard to take, but sometimes that's also a really good thing for us, even if we don't know it at the time. Now, a lot of times I think we're with somebody, and we think it's the person we're going to be with forever. And sometimes we're wrong until we're right. So this song is about all those people that we thought were right for us, but we weren't. I like to call those people close calls. This song is called Another Close Call. Another love gone up in smoke, another memory to drive me crazy. Spent so much time calling me names, not enough time calling me baby. But I'm a glass half full type of man. You had a tight grip on my heart and a tight grip on my time, an even tighter grip on my wallet, and you thought all I did was lie. Well, this side of single ain't so bad. That was another close call, should have seen it all coming a mile away. Now I ain't gotta pretend to like all your friends or watch The Bachelorette these days. You didn't like my mama, didn't like my truck. Yes, this poor boy found a new streak of luck. That was a close call. I tried to play you my favorite song, but you said it just sounded like noise. Well, I remember my mama said, everybody you meet brings you joy. Some when they come, some when they go. That was another close call, should have seen it all coming a mile away. I ain't gotta pretend to like all your friends or watch The Bachelorette these days. You didn't like my mama, didn't like my truck. Yes, this poor boy found a new streak of luck. Well, that was a close call. This side of single ain't so bad. That was another close call, should have seen it all coming a mile away. Now I ain't gotta pretend to like all your friends or watch The Bachelorette these days. You didn't like my mama, didn't like my Chuck. Yes, this poor boy found a new streak of luck. You didn't like my mama, didn't like my Chuck. I guess this poor boy found a new streak of luck. That was a close call. Another close call.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Y'all are awesome. This is our first time, all of us meeting each other, so it's fun to meet people and meet you guys, things like this. Once again, my name's Rachel. I'm just happy to be here. Thank y'all for coming. This is a song that I wrote about a year ago when I was still enrolled in college. I'm not anymore, and that's for the good, but it's a little crazy. I moved from Birmingham about 9 months ago, too, and withdrew from college, but knew it's the right thing for me. And yeah, now I'm doing things like this and growing more than I ever have. It's not what the song's about, so I'll just get on with it, but it's called House You're Living In. She knows what she knows, and what she don't know, she don't wanna know. It's better for a state of mind. She's a hard one to crack, and when she's asked no, she ain't gonna show. Don't try to read between the lines, 'cause if the world was going up in flames, she'd mistake it for twinkling lights. Try to ask her all about her day, she'll say it's great, it's fine, alright. The why is there a hole in her ceiling and a stain on a wall? Dust all in the corners and shattered glass spread on the floor. For too many people hiding in ignorance, and you're not different. It's the house you're living in. Too good at goodbyes, not attached, no strings attached. Distance gives you blurry eyes, and she'll only bite the bullet to show the world that she can handle it. She powders up her face and says a prayer, mama prays, while there's a hole in her ceiling and a stain on a wall. Dust all in the corners and shattered glass spread on the floor. For too many people hiding in ignorance, and you're not different. It's the house you're living in, and I've been there before. I've walked through those doors. Such a scary place to be sleeping in until you wake up from dreaming. 'Cause while the world is going up in flames, I've mistaken it for twinkling lights. Perfect picture in a worn down frame. Nothing's wrong when it's dressed on nice. Sorry to be so depressing. This is emotional roller coaster, right?
Yes.
Every round is.
I love that. Yeah, it is always so fun to meet people for the first time and then discover their music and their style. It's great. Well, this next song I'm going to play for y'all, you really never know where the inspiration is going to hit you as a songwriter. It could be, just as you're kind of thinking through, processing something that's going on in your own life, or sometimes it's an experience that someone else in your life is having. And specifically for this one, I remember just sitting around with my girlfriends and we were all talking, and my one friend in particular was dating this guy that we're like, girl, he's no good for you. And she kept kind of going back to him, and she was gonna, he's from Arkansas, and so she was gonna meet him in the middle in Memphis to try and make it work one last time. We're like, girl, don't drive to Memphis. And then I was like, wait, that's a song title. So I got busy the next day, and I sat down in my little blue chair in my apartment at the time and wrote Don't Drive to Memphis. So this one, it's on my last EP that I released. So if you want to hear this one, the recorded version is pretty fun. So Don't Drive to Memphis. Girl, it's been a long, long time you've been dealing with the same wrong guy. We thought that it was over and you were finding closure, but then we see your phone light up. You're saying, baby, we're not done. Would you meet me in the middle? He's got you thinking just a little about driving 3 hours to West Tennessee. And I know that you're not asking, but I'll tell you what I think. Don't drive to Memphis, girl, you'll regret it. Don't go burning all that gasoline on her. Boy, you wrecked your self-esteem. So before you sell yourself short, spinning your wheels out on the interstate, you better off walking away. I know you said and you miss him, but don't drive to Memphis. I can tell you wanna pack your bags, see if you can just go back to not feel lonely. But that boy ain't gonna fix things, 'cause all he does is bring you down. And nothing's gonna change when you're both in the same town. It's your decision, but won't you listen? And don't drive to Memphis, girl, you'll regret it. Don't go burning all that gasoline on her. Boy, you wrecked your self-esteem. So before you sell yourself short, spinning your wheels out on the interstate, you better off walking away. I know you said and you miss him, but don't go driving trying to chase the past. It's time to let him go. You'll never get those miles back when you get down the road. I felt those blues, been in those shoes. But what I wish I'd known is sometimes the past is better left alone. So don't drive to Memphis, girl, you'll regret it. Don't go burning all that gasoline on her. Boy, you wrecked your self-esteem. So before you sell yourself short, spinning your wheels out on the interstate, you're better off walking away. I know you said and you miss him, but don't drive to Memphis. Don't drive to Memphis.
I think as songwriters, it's actually really cool for us to write songs about like our friends or people that we know, kind of gives like a different perspective than like when we're writing songs about ourselves. So that's really cool. And I also just want to take a second to say it's been great meeting you guys and playing up here with you guys. You guys are incredible. But before I play the next song, I'll give you guys a little look into my life as a musician, what I've been up to. Like I said, I moved here about 9 months ago, and I just got in the studio for the first time to record my own songs back in December. Just got some demos done, full band demos. So they're not fully mastered, fully released. Put them out on SoundCloud just to kind of have a place for them. But I'm excited that this year I'll get those fully mastered, get them fully done, have them out on Spotify. So it feels good to see those songs kind of really come to life. And this song is one of those songs. It's the first song that I ever wrote in Tennessee, and it's a story that I think, unfortunately, too many of us can relate to, and it's called What Did I Say Last Night? Spent the last 3 nights leaving you alone, just like you asked me to. I never called, never even picked up the phone. Did everything I said I'd do. And I started drinking, I started thinking. Then I had myself a bright idea. I'd drop by your house and we'd work it all out. So I threw back a shot and one more beer. But what did I say last night? Guess the words didn't come out right. I can still taste the whiskey and regret, and all the things I should have said on my breath. I remember me making you cry, but girl, I can't remember why. All I know is I woke up alone in the morning lights. But what did I say last night? I keep replaying it over and over again. This morning after memory, and all these coulda, woulda, might have been. Might have been the interview and me. I was trying to say I was sorry, but then I said something stupid I can't take back. Jack did the talking, you sent me walking. That's when it all faded to black. What did I say last night? Guess the words didn't come out right. I can still taste the whiskey and regret, and all the things I should have said on my breath. I remember me making you cry, but girl, I can't remember why. All I know is I woke up alone in the morning lights. But what did I say last night? What did I say last night? Guess the words didn't come out right. I can still taste the whiskey and regret, and all the things I should have said on my breath. I remember me making you cry, but girl, I can't remember why. All I know is I woke up alone in the morning light. All I know is I woke up alone in the morning light. But what did I say last night? What the hell did I say last night? Oh, what did I say last night?
So good. All right, I promise I'm not the sad song person, but it seems this round I kind of am. But it's not really sad, it's just thought-provoking, maybe. I like to write a lot of songs like that. Just naturally it happens, I don't try to do that. This one came from a conversation with a woman I'd never met before, but there's a garden in Birmingham, and I was walking around it, and there was this like section of bamboo and a seat to it's a very isolated section in the garden. And this woman was sitting there, sitting on the floor with her hands in her head. And I just kind of walked up to her and got to know her a little bit. She said she was trying to hear her lost love sister. And I just kept asking her questions, and it was just an honest conversation of her life and mine. And I wrote this song about that. It's called Cherry Walk. You've got your problems, but no one there to help you solve them. Your head is buried deep within your hands. He should be here, but he has left. And oh, you're just trying to move on through the night and feel something. On this cherry walk of life you're running. Sink your teeth too deep, it's sweet till it arrives. Feel your battered heart begin to reach for a breath. You're growing through life's every step. There's a song you're hearing, makes you lean in to listen. A voice is guiding you through the brush. The path is safe when you feel someone is there with you in it. Who knows where you've been and where you'll go. On this cherry walk of life you're running. Sink your teeth too deep, it's sweet till it arrives. Feel your battered heart begin to reach for a breath. You're growing through life's every step. Cherry walk, on this cherry walk. Who are you listening? Listening to, listening to. Who are you listening? Who are you listening to? On this cherry walk of life you're running. Sink your teeth too deep, it's sweet till it arrives. Feel your battered heart begin to reach for a breath. You're growing through life's every step. Every step on this cherry walk, on this cherry walk. Thank you so much.
So beautiful. Well, thank you. I think this is our last round, y'all. Thank y'all for being such a wonderful audience. Being in Nashville for 10 years, it's like you play in front of a lot of different types of audiences. So it's so nice when the crowd is so attentive and just receptive to the music. So I appreciate y'all. I would love to connect with y'all after. I brought some CDs and some little cards with a QR code to my recent releases. So I'd love to talk with y'all and connect with you after. I'm going to play an unreleased song, actually. It's my favorite unreleased song that I've written recently. And this one in particular, I bought a house about 1.5 years ago, and I was kind of adamant I wanted like a little bit of an older house that just had a little bit more character, and I wanted hardwood floors was like something that I really wanted. And I finally found the perfect house. And then you get in the house and it's like, okay, now there's a lot to do. So I had a long to-do list. And as a songwriter, I was like, I could do the to-do list, or I could write a song about the to-do list. So I chose the latter, and this song is a result of that. It's called Scratches in the Hardwood.
There was a day when this old house was new, before a picture frame was hung up in the living room. There was a time when one last brick was laid. Somebody called it a job well done at the end of the workday. Then a couple got married 50 years ago. Took one look around and said, this place sure feels like home. Now there's cracks in the tile, chips in the paint. That back door by the carport never closes the right way. Stains on the kitchen counters, rusted tools in the shed. Bunch of weeds that need to be pulled up in the flower beds. Turns out living life and time leave a mark as they should, like scratches in the hardwood. It's hard not to look around and just see a list to do, but a backdrop for the memories of who once filled these rooms. Still getting used to calling this place mine. Can't help but think that there must be some stories behind those cracks in the tile, chips in the paint. That back door by the carport never closes the right way. Stains on the kitchen counters, rusted tools in the shed. All the weeds that need to be pulled up in the flower beds. Turns out living life and time leave a mark as they should, like scratches in the hardwood. Better than brand new. With a little love I'll fix it up, then leave my own mark too. With cracks in the tile, chips in the paint. On second thought, that stubborn door don't need to be replaced. Stains on the kitchen counters, rusted tools in the shed. Can't wait to see what blooms this spring in the flower beds. Turns out living life and time leave a mark as they should, and it's all good, like scratches in the hardwood.
Thank you, guys.
I want to thank you guys again, just one more time, for being so awesome. It's been a blast up here and an honor to play for you guys. And for my last song, I'm going to sing a song about home. So about where I'm from, about where we're from. I guess you guys probably never thought you'd hear two songs based in Tallahassee, Florida today, but you're going to. And but really, the song is more widely about Florida, the state that I'm proud to call home. And, you know, I noticed pretty quickly upon moving, and anytime I've left Florida, that saying you're from Florida kind of has a meaning to people. Everybody has a different version of Florida in their mind. But when you're from Florida, and especially if you're from North Florida, like I am, like we are, you know that that's not necessarily fully encompassing. And I mean, Florida is a super diverse state with beautiful wildlife, and you've got everything from farms and ranches to cities and swamps to the beach to everything. And when the Spanish first came to Florida, they called it La Florida, which means the land of flowers. So I wrote this song called La Florida. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Spend our time trying to hold on. Back where I come from is heaven on earth, where salty air and gators meet red dirt. Oh, what I had, what I'd give to get you back. Should've shaken your trees more, running bare feet more, got my skin a little more tan. Thrown another line, spent a little more time running round tobacco farmland. If I'd have known my time in the land of flowers was fine as the sand, there wouldn't be a beach or a swamp I'd never been, and I'd hold sunshine in my hand. Grass is always greener, but ours stays green all year long. Seminole winds our history, no, it ain't just a song. There's poets, pirates, cowboys, and anything you'd like to be. God put everything I need there, now the only thing missing is me. Should've shaken your trees more, running bare feet more, got my skin a little more tan. Thrown another line, spent a little more time running round tobacco farmland. If I'd have known my time in the land of flowers was fine as the sand, there wouldn't be a beach or a swamp I'd never been, and I'd hold sunshine in my hand. Baby, I'm coming back. Baby, I'm coming back. Baby, I'm coming back. Oh, baby, I'm coming back. Should've shaken your trees more, running bare feet more, got my skin a little more tan. Thrown another line, spent a little more time running round tobacco farmland. If I'd have known my time in the land of flowers was fine as the sand, there wouldn't be a beach or a swamp I'd never been. There wouldn't be beach or a swamp I'd never known. Yeah, La Florida is my home. Yeah, 'cause Florida is my home. Thank y'all.
It's amazing. Guess I'm closing us off, you guys. Thanks again, your third thank you. It truly does mean a lot when y'all are listening, and just, it's fun. This is a shared moment that's super special. This song I'm releasing next Friday, and it's just an acoustic single. It'll hopefully lead into an album of acoustic songs. So this one's kind of one I wrote when I actually moved to Nashville. And it's just talking about the seasons of life that everybody passes through. Super cliche, but also like real. And I think it's more, everybody experiences it more than just a 21-year-old who moves to a new city. Like, I think it's whether you're getting a new job or worried about whether or not you should, I don't know, go on this vacation, or there's bigger things than that. But we're all in this phase of life. But we're right where we're supposed to be, and that's the fun part. So the song is called Phases.
Doubting one day, I'm tired side of the world the next. My mind's a spinning out. I try to do my best to keep myself from spiraling down. I've been here more times than I can count. Life just comes in phases. I'm not used to changes. I'm waiting, patient. I don't have to fake it. If feeling comes in waves, then I'll take it. Say that life just comes in phases. Oh, phases. Being human doesn't mean that I'm not growing. On my worst day, it's hard for me to say. I have mercy, I have grace. I can go with my own pace. Can't have blue without the gray. Oh, without the gray, life just comes in phases. I'm not used to changes. I'm waiting, patient. I don't have to fake it. If feeling comes in waves, then I'll take it. Say that life just comes in phases. Oh, phases. 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 I have mercy, I have grace. I can go with my own pace. Can't have blue without the gray.
Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it.
All right. How about for Allison, Frank, and Rachel again? Thanks a lot. All right. Good job, guys. Job fun? Yeah? Awesome. Well, appreciate y'all playing. They'll be hanging out here. We're going to do a brief intermission. There's some good food back there. As y'all might remember, we are donation-based, so check out our box back there. We got plenty of merch. Jen has some merch back there, which she'll be meeting folks after the show. So check out the merch table. Bill Todd will get you fixed up back there. He's a merch connoisseur. So enjoy the intermission. We'll be back in just a bit. Thank you. 19 miles. All right. Welcome back. 19 miles. Did everybody? Yeah, let's hear it for 19 miles. That first round of riders. Allison, Frank, and Rachel, that was a treat. They, it's always fun to hear the stories behind the songs, whether you're a veteran rider, new rider. That's just the special part of Nashville, So we appreciate everybody coming. Again, my name's Todd Paichy. I'm your host tonight for 19 miles. We have a treat for you. I've been here 22 years. I've heard a lot of people sing, at rounds and the Bluebird, places like that. And sometimes you just run into somebody and it's just, everybody's special, but there's some people that are really special, right? Well, Jen's one of my great friends, one of my co-writers, and just somebody really special with a voice that I haven't heard in Nashville in 22 years. I mean, she's just that talented. So she's going to tell some stories and has some new surprising news for you about one of her most recent cuts in a TV show that it's on. So I'll let her share that with you. But let's ask Jen on just a couple things. Jen, where are you from originally?
Waconia, Minnesota.
Okay. How long have you lived in Nashville?
17 years, I think.
17. So you've definitely seen it grow, right?
I have, yeah. I used to live in the Gulch, and now I can't identify the Gulch anymore.
In the Gulch,
so
yeah.
grown.
I remember standing with probably some of our friends at the listening room when they were just building the Gulch in 2009 with Chris Blair, and it was just growing. So
Crazy.
It's been crazy. Well, you were, again, I'm biased, but you were my favorite singers, favorite writers, so we're excited to hear you. And ladies and gentlemen, Inside the Hits with Jenn Bostic.
Everybody wants to know what love feels like. From the pauper to the queen, it's it's something we can't fight. You can try to make believe that it's something you don't need. Oh, but everybody wants to know what love feels like. Money, fame, and fortune have a way of running out. Human nature has a way of turning things around. Searching for an answer you wouldn't know even if you found. There's only one thing we desire when the sun goes down. Everybody wants to know what love feels like. From the pauper to the queen, it's something we can't fight. You can try to make believe that it's something you don't need. Oh, but everybody wants to know what love feels like, yeah. We're all fighting battles, yeah, we're all hiding scars. But the pages of our history, well, they don't define who we are. There's healing in a kind word, a smile or a touch. Believing there's a little bit of hope left underneath the dust. And everybody wants to know what love feels like. From the pauper to the queen, it's something we can't fight. You can try to make believe that it's something you don't need. Oh, but everybody wants to know what love feels like, yeah. How's everybody doing out there? I am so delighted to be with you all. This song is about the fact that as human beings, we all want to feel loved and valued and appreciated. And by showing up here tonight and supporting live music, you're doing that, live original music. Now, one of my favorite stories about this song is that it has been recorded twice. Once because I heard a gospel choir in my head but couldn't afford the gospel choir at the time. So we just took 3 vocalists and kept recording them over and over and over again to be a choir, right? So then the recording came out and I liked it a lot. I still really like it a lot. But I kept hearing that gospel choir. And I was a music education major at Berklee College of Music in Boston. And so I could not afford to hire a gospel choir still. But I have a lot of really great friends here in Nashville, and I know how to conduct, and I can afford pizza. So I invited them all into the studio, and they graciously sang on this song. So I'm hoping, since they're not here, you wouldn't mind being my gospel choir tonight. There's only one word. All you have to sing is nah. You don't even have to sing the melody. Just pick a note, preferably one in the key. But jump in when you get it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. You sound great. Na 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 na. Everybody wants to know what love feels like. From the pauper to the queen, well, it's something that we can't find. You can try to make believe that it's something you don't need. Oh, but everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know. Yeah, everybody wants to know what love feels like. Here we go. Na 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 na. Well, everybody wants to know what love feels like. Everybody wants to know what love feels like. Thank you so much. Well, life is wild right now. I have a 2.5-year-old boy, and he is wild and wonderful and so much fun. And he's bringing home something new from daycare every other week. So that's where my sniffles come from tonight. But we are powering through. I am such a type A control freak. And any of my people in the house, type A control freaks out there? I hear you. So when my son was born, I was so concerned with the correct brand of diapers he should be wearing, which foods he should be starting on first, all of these things. Google, varying opinions on all of it. And turns out my son doesn't care about any of it. He just wants to be loved and fed and changed and all of those things. So I got together with a dear friend of mine named Emily Shackleton, and I was kind of stress talking about all these things I was worried about. And she has 2 children that are older than my son, and she just said, you just gotta love him. And that part is so easy. So this is the first song I wrote for him. It's called Easy to Love. I can be hard on myself. Sometimes I feel like it's so natural for everybody else, fumbling my way the whole way through. Yeah, life can be a little difficult, but then there's you. It's easy to love you. Say what you mean what you say, and you ain't playing games. Yeah, some days can be so hard to get through, but even when it's tough, you're just so easy to love. So easy to love. Expecting so much of myself. Sometimes I feel like you'd be better off with somebody else. But whenever I get in my head, you show me I'm the only one again and again. Oh, and you ain't playing games. Yeah, some days can be so hard to get through, even when it's tough. You're just so easy to love. So easy to love. 24 karat gold. It's never gonna rust, and it never gets old. You make it easy, baby. You make it easy. You make it easy. You mean what you say, and you ain't playing games. Yeah, some days can be so hard to get through, but even when it's tough, oh, and it can be so tough. Well, don't you know whenever it gets tough, you're just so easy to love. So easy to love. Just so easy to love. Can y'all sing that? Just so easy to love. Remember, you're just so easy to love. You are just so easy to love. Thank you. I love 19 Miles. This is my 3rd opportunity getting to play here. I was twice in the round. Yes. I've been in the round before, and give it up for the round. Amazing. Allison, Frank, and Rachel, thanks for sharing your hearts and your songs. One really specific story to this round is that I met my dear friends Karen and Michael at this this spot. And then they heard a song that night that I played in the round and used it for your wedding ceremony, correct? Yes. And I would love to play that for you all. Oh, I know he's not here tonight, but you're here tonight. So I would love to play it for you and anybody else who's celebrating date night. This song is written for my husband originally, and we got baptized during our wedding ceremony. And we were always planning that to be part of our ceremony. We planned to go to the beach and do that. But it was supposed to be this beautiful, sunny beach wedding in my mind. And the day of our wedding, we woke up, and there were like hurricane winds and very, very torrential rain. And it was just one of those moments when you just kind of had to say, okay, like this is what's happening today. And it was our anniversary yesterday, 14 years, which is crazy. Thank you. And it was so crazy because I looked out the window that morning and I thought, well, this is not what I had planned, but God, I know you've got something better. And from the moment we just decided we're still doing this on the beach, we're still getting baptized in the ocean, we're just gonna, do it in these weather elements. And from the moment I stepped out barefoot onto that beach and I just started running to my husband in the rain, and I was like, this is exactly what it should have been, and I wouldn't change a thing looking back. But as we get to the second verse, it will make a lot more sense now that you've heard that story. The song's called Love You. Oh, I remember the first time we kissed. You were so nervous that you almost missed. True story. We spent all night talking, and though it didn't make sense, I knew that first kiss would be the last one I'd have. Well, I loved you then, and I love you still. I always have, and I always will. It won't change with the season. Even broken hearts heal. Honey, I loved you then, and I love you still. I can still feel the rain that poured down on that beach the day we said adieu. Got all the luck we'll ever need, and if I'm honest, after all we've come through, I could still light a fire with what I'm feeling for you. Well, I loved you then, and I love you still. I always have, and I always will. It won't change with the seasons. Even broken hearts heal. Honey, I loved you then, and I love you still. Maybe sitting in a rocking chair with weathered skin and silver hair, spinning this ring on my hand, saying I loved you then, and I love you still. Well, I always have. Baby, I always will. It won't change with the season. Even broken hearts heal. But honey, I loved you then, and I love you still. Thank you all so much. Well, I have a special guest tonight. Would you please be so kind as to welcome my friend Benj Hurd to the stage? Benj is a dear, dear friend of mine. He is an incredible singer, songwriter, producer. And we have been writing a lot of things. Sorry, I'm just letting you figure it out. You got it. You got it. But we've been writing a lot of music over the last several years. But the last 2-3 years, ever since my son was born, Benj writes a lot of music for television and film. And he and some of our dear friends were kind enough to include me in some of these projects. And we recorded an EP that came out on Valentine's Day. And it's called Love You Right. It's very fun. There are lots of horns on it. It's very difficult to do most of the songs acoustically. But we just found out last week, or 2 weeks ago, maybe?
I think it was last week.
Last week, that a song that we sang on the project as a duet ended up on The Bachelor, which is exciting. And I know Frank was singing about The Bachelorette earlier, and it made me extra happy that we get to do this now. But this, it's funny because my husband and I were watching it. I would love for you to share what you, because we didn't watch it together. We watched it separately. So if there's anything as you watched it, have you not seen it yet?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did.
I got.
Okay.
It was weird because somebody else told me they'd seen it, but then I went to Hulu and I couldn't because it was like they always delay the release. So I was like, I had to wait for.
Had to wait for it.
I know.
How dare they make us wait? But I remember I was watching it with my husband, just waiting for your song. It's like a 2-hour episode. It's the season finale, and you're like, when's my song coming? I know it's here somewhere. And it starts playing, and a lot of these things, you get 15 seconds, you get 25 seconds. 2 minutes later, our song is still playing, and I was so excited. So we would love to, thank you, that's so kind. We would love to share it with you tonight, and it's very rare. Benj lives in Los Angeles a lot of the time. He's been coming to Nashville more and more, though, which is great, splitting his time. And he happened to be in town, so I am so grateful that he offered to come and sing it together. So
I'm honored.
Yeah. So this song is called Don't Give Up on This. Heavy eyes, but you can't sleep. So tired that you can't dream. Turning years into hours. Giving time all the power. Gotta love it when a good plan ends up in the trash can. Been fanning the flames with self-talk and shame. Don't know how much more you can take. Don't give up on this. Promise me you won't let go so quick. I know you're barely getting by, but hope is waiting on the other side, saying don't give up on this.
In the details, so worried that you might fail. You're weighing the cost, forget what you want, You've already got what you need. Don't give up on this. Promise me you won't let go so quick. I know you're barely getting by,
but hope is waiting on the other side, saying don't give up on this.
Don't walk away and leave it incomplete.
Imperfections are what make our lives unique.
So please, don't give up on this. Promise me you won't let go so quick.
I know you're barely getting by,
but hope is waiting on the other side. Don't give up.
don't give up. Bench Herd.
Thank you.
So I'm such a Bench Herd fan, and he's already on this stage. So would you all be so kind, as Benj does a song, would you welcome him to the piano, please?
Thank you guys so much for letting me jump up here. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a terrible time remembering lyrics. So I gave up a long time ago trying to like fake it through. I just look at my phone, I look at my iPad, my comfort, they're my security blanket here. So I'm going to play a song called Hurricane that I wrote with my friend Katrina Stone. We have a duet project together called The Likes of Us that was kind of folksy 40s kind of style music. And we're writing more music for that yesterday. So she lives here in Nashville. I just left the studio where she was. We're doing a writing camp this week. And she's tracking vocals with an artist. So she was kind enough to take over the desk and let me come play. So I'm excited to be here.
I don't understand how you move so gracefully. You brush past my face like a breeze. You ruffle up my hair like the wind in the willow trees. You weaken my legs like the sea. When you grab my hand, I can't move, no, I can't think. You course through my veins like a flood in the street. You waking me up like a bolt of lightning. How can you love me so fierce and so sweet? Ooh, in the drought of my soul. But you stole my heart like a hurricane. You stole my heart like a hurricane. Yeah. When I look into pretty eyes of a storm like you, it rattles me down to my bones. There ain't a mountain high or a bird with a better view. I feel like I'm flying home. Ooh, in the drought of my soul. Ooh, but you stole my heart like a hurricane. Yeah. In the drought of my soul, you kissed like the rain, but you stole my heart like a hurricane. You stole my heart like a hurricane.
Thank you, guys.
I'm so glad. So this is a newer song, and you know, I was listening to one of my favorite speakers, Miss Christine Kane. Mrs. Christine Kane. Any Christine Kane fans out there? A couple? Okay, one or two. She was talking about how somebody didn't like what she said and kind of came at her and attacked her character. And instead of jumping to her own defense, like most of us would do, right? She just kind of said, "Oh, you don't know the half of how bad I am." And it just kind of stopped somebody dead in their tracks, right? And it stuck with me. And a couple of years later, I actually ended up writing this song. But it's so true when we look at, you know, we show everybody our highlight reel all the time, and people only see what we want them to. But only we know the things that we struggle with and the challenges we face. And so this song's called Half of It.
My heart and flesh have failed again, reminding me how quick I forget. Call me a sinner, call me a cheat, call me a liar, won't disagree. I could always use a little more Jesus in me. Good God, sometimes I can hardly stand myself. Thank God that I'm free from all the shame I felt. Guilty can't begin to explain it. You don't know the half of it. I found a grace so amazing. You don't know the half of it. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. You don't know the half of it. I see it in your eyes. You're struggling, wondering if you don't get it right. Are you worthy of love when you're wrong? Love when you fall? Love when you don't love yourself at all? I see you, believe me. I know it's not easy. Good God, sometimes I can hardly stand myself. Thank God that I'm free from all the shame I felt. Guilty can't begin to explain it. You don't know the half of it. I found a grace so amazing. You don't know the half of it. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know the half of it. You don't know. You don't.
healed my heart and he saved my soul. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. Good God, sometimes I can hardly stand myself. Thank God that I'm free from all the shame I felt. Guilty can't begin to explain it. You don't know the half of it. I found a grace so amazing. You don't know the half of it. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know. You don't know the half of it. You don't know, you don't know, you don't know. You don't know the half of it. So I have to play the one hit that I have. So I would love to share a big piece of my story with you. It's not my whole story, but it is part of it. When I was 10 years old, I was in a horrible car accident that unfortunately took my dad with it. And he was really the first person to start calling the music out of me. And after I lost him, songwriting just became my therapy, and where I couldn't find words to talk about what happened, I could find melodies, I could find chords, I could even find lyrics. And this beautiful outlet was here for me whenever I needed it. And I kind of followed that little feeling all the way off to college, where I thought I was going to be a high school choir director and help other kids like myself find the outlet of music. And upon graduation, I felt this little tug in my heart to come to Nashville and write songs. And a couple of years living here, I was approached by my dear friend at the time, Zach Runquist, and he said, "Hey, I know your story. You know, I would love to help you process that and really write this song that says everything." And so we had a date on the calendar. He and Jimmy Fortune and I got together, and I remember thinking on my drive there that I was so unprepared. I had no ideas, for this writing session that these gentlemen were so kind and intentional about taking the time to help me with. And so I was 30 minutes early because, as we've talked about already, I'm a type A control freak and I have to be early for everything. So I was early and I pulled off into a parking lot and pulled out my journal and I just started writing, stream of conscious, anything to get me in that moment again. And I showed up to the writing session with these pages. I had just written probably about 10 pages front and back. And I just started reading them. I came apologetically. I said, "I don't have much, but here's what I just wrote." And within those pages ended up being the title of the song. And Jimmy called it right away. And he just said, this is our song. So 45 minutes later, we had this song. We were all in tears. And it was never a song that was going to be performed, really. It was just for me. It was for my family. But then I was in a writer's round in Nashville at the Bluebird, and it was almost my turn to play a song, and my heart started to race, and my palms started to sweat. And I just got this overwhelming feeling that I was supposed to play this song we had just written. And so I played the song, and I barely got through it. And after the show, a woman came up to me, and she said, "I lost my dad 2 days ago, and I know that you played that song for me tonight." And in that moment, something shifted in my heart, and I knew that if the worst experience I had walked through could somehow have brought a song into the world that might help even one person find a little bit of comfort during their time of loss, then that would be the most beautiful display of Romans 8:28 that I could possibly be a part of. And I recorded the song, and I filmed a music video for it in my hometown of Waconia, Minnesota. And I just put it up on YouTube as an offering. And 6 months later, I was scrolling on what was once Twitter, and Smooth Radio had played my song. I had no idea what Smooth Radio was. Turns out it's one of the biggest stations in England. And they played it one time because somebody had found my video and connected to the story and sent it to the station. After that one play, their phones lit up for the song. People were calling in, requesting it, wanting to know more. It went into the top 10 requested for the week. Pretty soon, BBC Radio 2, which is the most listened to radio station in Europe, got wind of what was happening, and they started to play it. 3 weeks after I saw that tweet, I was on an airplane flying to England to perform the song on BBC Breakfast Television, and that day it went number 1 in England. Crazy, crazy. And if that wasn't enough, when I got back to Nashville, I was invited to debut at the Grand Ole Opry. I've gotten a chance to sing it at the Opry House and at the Ryman, and recently, I had this big bucket list venue that has been on my bucket list for about 10 years, and I've seen just so many of my bucket list things come true with this song, and it truly is so special that it feels like I'm getting to do those things with my dad. And most importantly, it has been the connection that I've had with people that has just been the most beautiful thing. And I've seen how powerful music is. But what really, God just showed up and showed out last December, this past December. A beautiful artist named Katherine Jenkins, who is very famous in England. She is basically the Josh Groban, female Josh Groban of England. And she sent me a WhatsApp message out of the blue. I had never had a conversation with her ever. And she just said, "Hey, I have a Christmas show that I do every year, and I have special surprise guests. And this year, it is on December 11th, and it's at Royal Albert Hall in London," which just happens to be that one venue bucket list item I hadn't ticked off yet. So she invited me to sing with her that night. It was magical. It was so special. She lost her dad at 14, so we sang the song as a duet, and it felt like we were getting to sing for our dads in that really, really special place. But this song is so much bigger than anything I could begin to take credit for. To see God just move through it has been humbling and such a blessing, and there have been so many artists that have gone on to record it and take it to places that I never dreamed it would go. So I would love to share my humble version with you tonight, but this song is called Jealous of the Angels.
Didn't know today would be our last, that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb, I can't feel anymore. Praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. You always made my troubles feel so small. You were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another
around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Will you sing that with me? Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. I'm just jealous of the angels. Thank you so much. So God's fingerprints are all over my story, and I'm so, so grateful. I remember moving to this town and just hoping I could make enough money playing music to pay my rent. And I'm so, so grateful that I still get to do it 17 years later. Thank you. But that song opened up a lot of doors for me after I had had some radio success. The management team I was working with at the time set me up on a lot of writing sessions with hit songwriters and producers. And it was wonderful. It was a great experience, a wonderful learning experience. But in a lot of those rooms, I got really lost. I would start to revert to whatever the producer thought, because he had a hit and I only had this one song that did well. And so I stopped trusting myself. Except with one songwriter named Lauren Christie. And some of you may not know that name, but you definitely know her songs. She wrote Complicated and Skater Boy for Avril Lavigne. She wrote Remedy for Jason Mraz. She wrote so many songs for Korn, Dua Lipa, BB Rexa, the list goes on and on. And my manager had reached out to her at the time and said, hey, would you have time to write with this girl? And she was very honest and transparent in saying, I don't really write with unsigned artists, but you know, have Jenn come by the house and we'll just have coffee. She can pick my brain about the industry, which was so gracious and kind. And I remember feeling a lot of pressure from my team that she liked me, and I can't make anyone like me. So I just prayed on the way there. I said, Lord, if we're supposed to work together, I just pray that you would open that door wide open Just swing it open. And if not, just close it and I'll accept that. But again, this was not to be a writing session. This was a 30-minute coffee max. I get into Lauren's kitchen and she pours me a cup of coffee, and within 5 minutes, she asked me if I had any song ideas. We wrote 2 songs that day, and she shared her entire testimony of how she'd just come to know the Lord 3 years earlier. There had been so many parallels in our lives, and we just knew that we were meant to be friends. This divine sisterhood was just born that day. Every time I flew out to Los Angeles, where Lauren lives, I would send her an email and say, hey, I'm in town if you have time to write, and she would always make time for me. But it wasn't until 2018 when I was releasing an independent album and completely out of money and trying to figure out what I was going to do next, when Lauren called me out of the blue. And I've been a worship leader my whole life. I love singing for Jesus. And I was already kind of thinking about maybe a Christian album, but I wanted to know it was a true calling and not just a decision I was making. And so I prayed and I asked God for some sort of sign if that was the next step forward, just some confirmation. Then Lauren called me out of the blue a week later, and she said, hey, I've had all this success in the pop world, and I really just want to create an album that honors God. And every time I pray about it, God puts you on my heart. So would you write an album with me, and we'll record it, and my husband and I will fund it, and just pray about that. And I said, I already have. And the icing on the cake is that we walked into one of those first recording sessions, and wouldn't you know who was behind the computer but Mr. Bench Hurd, who you heard earlier, who produced this song as well. And the album was originally supposed to release in 2020, but it was released in 2022 because we all know what happened in 2020. But in that time, we had a chance to write one last song for the album, and it's one of my favorites now, and I think it kind of is the whole theme as to why the Christian album now. And the answer is truly because we look at our lives and there's too much that God has done. There's too much to be grateful to stay silent. When I think of what you've done, oh, you brought me through. When I think of all the prayers you've answered, the way I've seen you move, you're with me slaying giants, dry my tears here in the quiet. When I think of what you've done, hey. I'm too grateful to stay silent. I'm too grateful to stay silent. You do it 'cause you're able. Do it 'cause you're faithful. I'm too grateful to stay silent. You turned my morning into dancing. I was broken, now I'm laughing. Whenever it comes down to asking, it's never too much for you. There is freedom and surrender. Every day I'm getting better. You turn my morning into dancing, dancing. Oh, oh. I'm too grateful to stay silent. I'm too grateful to stay silent. You do it 'cause you're able. Ooh, ooh. Do it 'cause you're faithful. Ooh, ooh. I'm too grateful to stay silent. I can't help but lift my hands. My feet, they start to dance. I'll raise my voice and shout. To you I will bow for what you've done. Oh, Father, what you've done. I'm too grateful to stay silent. I'm too grateful to stay silent. You do it 'cause you're able. Ooh, ooh. Do it 'cause you're faithful. Ooh, ooh. I'm too grateful to stay silent. too grateful, too grateful. I'm too grateful to stay. I can't help but lift my hands to heaven. And my feet, they start to dance for heaven. I'll raise my voice and shout, I'll shout for heaven. Faithful, I'm too grateful to stay silent. I'm too grateful to stay silent. I'm too grateful to stay silent. Thank you. I write a lot of songs, but people ask me all the time what my favorite song that I've ever written is. And while Jealous of the Angels is absolutely so close to my heart, this next one is my heart in 3.5 minutes, I always say. And I know that there's been so many hit songwriters that have sat on the stage and up-and-coming songwriters that have been on this stage. And man, writing songs can be so easy and so fun, and it can also be heartbreaking, and it can be hard. And I moved to this town about 17 years ago, and I have been told that I'm too pop for country, that I'm too Christian for pop, that I'm too soulful for Christian, that I just don't fit in the boxes, right? And it used to bother me. I used to want to try to fit in a box, and I just don't care about the boxes anymore. I just love making music. But there was, the day I wrote this song, I sat at the piano in my studio at home for about 8 hours straight. And in that time, I convinced myself that every idea I had come up with was trash. It was just terrible. And so I'd keep starting over and starting over. And finally, I locked the studio door and I said, you're not leaving this room until you write a song. It doesn't even have to be a good song. It just has to be a song, because whatever's happening in your mind right now has to stop. And in a puddle of tears, this song poured out of me. And while I do a lot of co-writing, a lot of collaborating, and I feel like some of the best songs are written that way, every once in a while, a song just has to come out in its raw, exposed form. And that's what happened with this song. And it is so specific to my journey as a songwriter. However, as the incredibly talented hit songwriter who I know has been on this stage, Mr. Tom Douglas, has once said that the more specific you can write a song, the more universal it will become. And so I hope that's true tonight, and this can speak to your heart wherever you're at. This one's called Faint of Heart. Staring at these keys of black and white, it used to be so easy to tell them all my secrets. Now I can't seem to quiet down my mind. I've heard so many lies that I'm starting to believe them. Maybe I'm too old to be a pop star. Maybe I'm too young to be wise. And maybe I don't fit into the box they want to put me in, 'cause I refuse to compromise. But I'll keep circling this this mountain that stands between where I am and the stars. 'Cause dreaming was never meant to be for the faint of heart. I spend every penny that I have. I drive across the country praying it means something. And I swear I've held my husband back. Say that when I sign a deal, we'll finally start a family. Maybe I'm too old to be a pop star. Maybe I'm too young to be wise. Maybe I don't fit into the box they want to put me in, 'cause I refuse to compromise. But I'll keep circling this mountain that stands between where I am and the stars. 'Cause dreaming was never meant to be for the faint of heart. I'm so tired of opinions about who I should be. Some days I wanna quit so bad that it hurts to breathe. And I can't help but wonder if somehow I got this wrong. Then every time my heart starts to break, I write another song. And maybe I'm too old to be a pop star. Maybe I'm too young to be wise. And maybe I don't fit into the box they want to put me in, 'cause I refuse to compromise. But I'll keep circling this mountain that stands between where I am and the stars. 'Cause dreaming was never meant to be. I try my hardest not to be. We dreamers aren't supposed to be faint of heart. Thank you so much. What do y'all think? One more song? All right. This is such an honor. Thank you so much to everybody that makes this happen. This is a really beautiful thing to get to show up and share your heart in such a beautiful space with such incredible sound and hosts and everything. So thank you so much. I'm going to share. Yes, give it up for them. And for our incredible Writers Round that started out the night. Allison, Frank, and Rachel, incredible job. I'm going to close this night out with a little gospel song, and if you feel it halfway through, I would love you to once again be my gospel choir. I've got some fun things back there. If you have a CD player, if you do not, you could get yourself a new set of coasters. But I've got some vinyl back there as well, and I know that some of the other artists have CDs too. But please, there is an EP on the table called Take My Hand, Part 1. It is free. Free, $0. Take one on your way out. It's my business card. And then if you want to pick up another CD while you're over there, that would be great too. But I would love for you to take that home if you have a device to play it with. And this has just been such a treat, such an honor to get to share part of my story and some of my songs with you. Thanks again to Benj for jumping up and playing for us as well. This is a song called Revival. And I told you that after I got a chance to write with some incredible producers and writers, I got a little bit lost. I stopped trusting my own voice and my creative ideas. So I walked away from the management deal and publishing deal that I had at the time to once again become an independent artist. And I self-funded a record that I recorded at House of Blues studio with a bunch of my friends in Nashville. And it's still some of the most fun I've ever had in the studio. And the title track of that album is called Revival. And this is it. And I don't know where you're at tonight, what you're going through, but I hope you can get a fresh wave after this one. Thank y'all so much for listening. When you're tired and the way looks dark, when it takes everything you have not to fall apart, just remember, like a morning star, to let the world see who you are. Well, there'll be trouble in this life. No, there won't always be a bridge to the other side. Oh, but keep your head up and your spirits high, 'cause sooner or later will come your time. 'Cause there's a revival coming this way. Yeah, there's a freedom that breaks every chain. You better get ready, 'cause it won't be long before revival is coming on. Now when the answers are packed up and gone, yeah, and your hand is about to bleed from the knocking on, don't give up now, for the day will come when your deserts meets a holy flood. There's a revival coming this way. Yeah, there's a freedom that breaks every chain. You better get ready, 'cause it won't be long before revival is coming on. Is it a fire inside of your veins? Open the door and let in the rain. Revival, ooh, feel it tremble, what could it be? Shaking the ground right under your feet. Revival, ooh, spirit wind crawls into your breath, shocking the beat back into your chest. Revival, ooh, like a wave poured out of a scroll, you will awaken once and for all. Revival, take it to the river. This is your part. Take it to the river. Take it to the river. To the river and wash it away. I said take it to the river. Yeah, come on, take it to the river. So go on, take it to the river. Take it to the river and wash it away. You got doubt, take it to the river. You got pain, take it to the river. You got fear, take it to the river. Go on and take it to the river and wash it away. You got sickness, oh, if you got shame, if you got a sin that needs forgiveness, go on and take it to the river. Take it to the river. Take it to the river. 'Cause there's a revival coming this way. Oh, there's a freedom that breaks every chain. You better get ready, 'cause it won't be long before revival is coming on. Take it to the river. Come on, y'all. Take it to the river. Take it to the river. Take it to the river and wash it away. I said take revival. Revival. There's a revival. And it's coming this way. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Again, my name is Jenn Bostic. Give it up for our Writers Round, Allison, Frank, and Rachel, Todd, our incredible hosts, and everybody helping out here to make this night happen. Revival, revival, there's a revival, there's a revival, there's a revival. And it's coming this way.
Jenn Bostic, ladies and gentlemen, standing ovation. One more time for Jenn. All right. Well, I heard a rumor. Jen's going to be hanging out at the merch booth back there. So if you have any questions or want to grab some pictures, she'll be happy to meet you. And definitely look at your seats. We have some flyers there for next month. In May, we're going into our 7th year of 19 Miles to Music Row. So it's going to be a big celebration. Got Joe Leathers, Nicole Witt with a string of hits. So appreciate everybody for coming. And definitely check out our merch booth and talk to Jenn and the writers on your way out. 19 Miles to Music Row.